This is a Roman soldier I recently drew. Now, this isn't any sort of traditional Roman soldier. This is a very stylized, almost fantasy Roman soldier. To me, this is imagine an alternate universe where Western Rome maybe continued on for a century longer or something. And essentially what this is the heaviest armor Roman soldier possible. I absolutely love, this is supposed to be a Roman cavalry helmet, almost like the one that you see Emperor Aurelian wear quite frequently in various depictions. There's just something about the face on a helmet, like a human face made out of metal, and it's a mask to protect against, getting shot by an arrow or slashed along the face or whatever. I love the aesthetic of a Roman cavalry helmet with the face mask. I just love that aesthetic. I don't really know what I was doing with the neck there, so let's just pretend that there's a scarf tucked in there. Obviously, this is the lorica segmentata, the classic Roman armor that you see in basically all media. I could have done the lorica hamata, which is basically chainmail, but I wanted to make him as heavily armored as possible. Now, this is the manica, and I've seen various depictions, and I did research a little bit. Most of the time they had it on one arm, but I have seen depictions, and it is accurate to say that they did sometimes wear the manica on both arms, and it's essentially, it's arm protection, and it looks really cool. I like it. I really like it. This is the greaves. Oftentimes they didn't necessarily have the greaves, or they would have maybe one greave. And then I didn't think that they had any sort of heavily armored boots. So this is just the sandal boots. Now, I messed up a little bit here because this might look a little bit like a gladius, but it's actually supposed to be a spatha. And I went with a spatha because personally I prefer the length of the spatha and everything. I prefer the spatha to the gladius, if I'm being honest. Also, the spatha and then the Roman cavalry helmet go very well together. Now, this is a scutum shield. This isn't the oval shield. I can't remember the name of it, but this is the scutum. This is the classic one that you would see in all Roman media. But as I said before, this Roman soldier implies an alternate universe where maybe the West continued on a little bit longer. So he's got the Chi Rho, which is like the Latin and Greek symbol for Jesus Christ. And I did like a little, that is supposed to be an eagle and the laurels. He's got the four corners there. He has the belt, and he has that's the red skirt that they would have, whatever, I can't remember the names of everything. But this is just a heavily armored Roman soldier. I've wanted to draw this for a very long time, but I just never did until recently. Also, sorry about my breathing, I don't know how to edit that out. But essentially, this to me is the coolest possible heavy armor Roman soldier. This to me is peak. And it's not even all that unrealistic. I could imagine at least one Roman soldier, probably a general, would have a setup similar to this. Because unlike what is portrayed in media, a lot of the time, the Roman soldiers would have had to use their own funds to get their own armor. So they would have had variances. They would have had a uniform, but it would have been a lot of the armor pieces, the specifics, would have been out of their own pocket, I believe. So you could almost believe that this heavily armored infantryman would be from a very wealthy background because he's able to afford all of this. I've seen depictions of like, oh, here's a possible historical King Arthur who would have been a post-Roman Britain general. Maybe he would have had Maybe if there was any Roman aristocracy in certain regions, they would have maybe been able to gather bits of armor and created a soldier that looks like this. Maybe. This isn't too unrealistic. The unrealistic thing is everything together. The individual pieces are not the unrealistic bit. Also, I did try to draw the toes, but they weren't a focus, so yeah. So there you go. That's my Roman soldier that I've drawn. There you go.